We're going to start looking at areas and surface areas of solids, geometric solids. And in order to do that, we need to also look at three-dimensional representations of these figures. So we're going to start talking about that because we do live in a 3D world. All we do, and all we've been doing all year, is solving two-dimensional problems. Well, that's not the problems you're going to be solving when you get up into your college and engineering, physics. You're going to be solving three-dimensional problems. You're going to have not just the X and Y axis, but also the Z axis. And so it's time for us to get into that area and begin to show you what these things look like. So you can see them. Now, one of the interesting things is, even though we live in a three-dimensional world, you're so used to working with it in math in 2 dimensions that when we move into 3 dimensions, all of a sudden it becomes very difficult to see these and to visualize the 3-dimensional figure. So we're going to work with this a little bit. Typically what we do is we're going to start with what we call a corner view or a perspective view, and we're going to use isometric dot paper. Now let me show you what this stuff looks like. Got some somewhere. It looks like, well, I've got some dots down there. It looks like the measles, but they have very regular spots. I'm going to hold this up fairly close so you can see it, okay? That's what isometric dot paper looks like. Now you can go out on the internet, look up isometric dot paper, graph paper, and you can print this off, make yourself copies of it, and use it. You're going to need some. It's interesting. You can make all kinds of designs on it, so forth and so on. But this is what it looks like. It's a series of dots, vertical dots, that are offset a little bit. You notice this is vertical and this is vertical. It comes off this way. It also makes things this way, and it can come up this way. You can get some very different. Now I've estimated this, and we're going to try this out and see if it works. We're going to sketch a rectangular prism, okay? Rectangular prism, 1 unit high, 3 units long, and 2 units wide using isometric dot paper. Okay, or actually we're going to use an isometric dot, our chalkboard, our whiteboard. We're going to use that, and we're going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here. I'm going to pick some of the lowest dots in the middle over here so we have plenty of room. And I'm going to pick this one right here. We're going to start. And we want 1 unit high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up 1 unit. Now I want 3 units long. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 units long. Okay? Alright, now I'm also going to go, oh, that's 1 unit high, and we're going to go like this, and that makes what we call the front. Okay? Now, we want it 2 units wide. So we've got the 1 unit high and the 3 units long. Now we want 2 units wide, so we're going to go over here, we're going to go this way, 2 units. Then over here, I'm going to go up, we'll come back and connect that. Now you see the right side. This is the front, okay? This is the right, all right? Now we're going to connect the rest of these things. This is 2 units wide, so I'm going to come over this way and connect that 2 units. It's 3 units long, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3 that way, okay? Now I'm going to put some dots where the back corners will be. Okay, and this is going to come all the way up to here, and then we're going to sort of shade in where this top is, so you can begin to see what this thing looks like. Okay, so here's where the top is. It looks like this. Okay, so there's the top. Now this is known as the front. Looks this way. This is the right. Looks this way. This obviously is the top. There's one more over here. This is the left. Okay? Because what happens is we're given, make these a little bolder. Okay? A little squeaky. Alright? So the front is a little to the left. It's this side over here that you can see to the front, and that makes this the right. The top is obvious. The left comes over here. You don't see it very well. Okay? So that's how you use isometric dot paper to draw a description of like a rectangular prism. Okay? Now, one of the other things is to be able to use what we call orthogonal views in order to draw a three-dimensional figure also. Okay? So this is using isometric dot paper to draw a prism, draw a figure that's been described.